What kind of moron is working the gong station? Come on, guy. Get with it. I want to apologize for that one. I was a little distracted by Officer Magnum. And hello, everybody. It's the dysfunctional professional, Mark Williams. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube with another match from our women's division. As Solo Darling takes on Nikki Addams, a battle between two 10-year veterans. And, you know, once things get going again, we sure would love to see them both come back, as our women's championship currently vacated due to Faye Jackson's injury. We were in the middle of a tournament to crown a new women's champion before everything shut down, so we'd like to get back to business sometime soon. Another one of these women unfortunately able to take part in that tournament, but you have to think, once we have a champion, they'd like to make themselves known to be in line for a shot. Just like that shot underneath the chin of Nikki Addams. A Solo Darling, a master of the mat, tremendous mat wrestler. And let's not sell short, also a phenomenal striker. When she locks in that sharp stinger submission move, it's very hard to break out of it. But Nikki Addams, to her credit, very successful brawler and the first ever Warriors of Wrestling Women's Champion. Both these women know gold, though, as Solo Darling, the current Chikara Campeones de Parejas, one half of them, with Willow Nightingale as the bird and the bee. Willow is certainly somebody else we'd like to see here in Pro Wrestling Magic attempt for a shot at the Women's Championship. Now, Solo Darling has Nikki Addams on the mat with these well-placed kicks, working over the back and the chest. And a well-placed stomp to the upper back for good measure. Solo Darling showing the technique she has in this contest. Looks like Nikki Addams wants to rewrite the rules here. Oh, and that's exactly why. Able to lure Solo in, trying to lock in an armbar or a crossface here. Nikki certainly has the size advantage in this match, but it's hard to beat the technical ability of Solo Darling. As you see, she was able to escape that crossface. Now locking up the ankles of Nikki Addams. It's imploring the referee for a rope break. She's got that bottom rope. Solo trying to pull Nikki away. The referee's got to step in here. They usually have discretion, though. You know, here in Pro Wrestling Magic, we want to see winners. Now, Nikki Addams would like to see a rope break. She's literally begging for a rope break here, and she's going to get it. Oh, and just for added measure, kick to the forearm. And once again, returning to the submission game, Solo Darling bracing the legs. Thought for a second maybe going for the sharp stinger submission early here. But Nikki Addams using her height advantage to pull herself to the other side of the ring and through the ropes. And it looks like she think maybe she bit off a little more than she could chew here with the overall ability of Solo Darling. I don't want to sell Nikki Addams short. No, I'll never hear the end of it. If I do, of course. But Solo Darling showing her technical prowess as well as her strike abilities. And yeah, Nikki looking to take a powder here. So fans, I want to take this opportunity while we have you here to tell you to check out our brand new Patreon at patreon.com/ProWrestlingMagic. We'd love to have you subscribe and check out some of our offerings over there. I'll break it down for you. For $3 a month, we'll give you some audio magic as my commentary partner, Jimmy Riot, will be hosting various Pro Wrestling Magic podcasts, some interviews with your favorite wrestlers and behind-the-scenes folks to talk about the shows, talk about their experience, and I can't wait to be a part of that if, somebody would return my text messages, of course. Oh, Nikki going to the eyes. We'll get back to the plug momentarily. Nikki Addams with a DDT on the apron. And I have to remind you all, of course, the apron is the hardest part of the ring. We've also got a $5 tier at our Patreon. Give you a glimpse into the kingdom at $5 a month, where we'll give you one exclusive match per week out of our archives going back several years. And for $10, we'll let you take in all the magic with one full show a month. So happy we're up on Patreon, and we sure would appreciate the support. We thank you for the support you've all given us so far, especially in the current climate. So if you would check out patreon.com/ProWrestlingMagic, we certainly appreciate your support. Back to the match. Meanwhile, Nikki Addams able to turn the momentum around in her favor. And now wrenching the neck of Solo Darling. Solo, however, already looks to find a way to alleviate the pressure of that hold, moving the arm of Nikki. The fans rooting for Solo Darling here to get up off of that predicament. Nikki Addams, however, maintaining control of the body here, and a nice neck breaker in the center of the ring. Nikki Addams perhaps setting up for her tombstone pile driver. 1, 2, and kicking out at 2 is Solo. And so with Nikki Addams setting the pace, it gives her a little time to cure herself of the strikes and submission hold she was in previously. But she's going to have to move a little quicker here if she wants to keep Solo Darling down. It's the fans not showering her with support. It's like Nikki try for another move out of the corner here. And a running boot to take Solo Darling down to the mat. And if Nikki thinks anybody's impressed with her, I'm afraid she's sorely mistaken here. You don't want to take away the success she's had in her career. But the fans are here. They want to see Solo Darling put Nikki in her place. And while we've got you all here on YouTube, by the way, feel free to go check out some of our more recent uploads. Got tons of content for you to check out with your favorite Pro Wrestling Magic stars, like the Psycho Drivers, Smiley and Evercross, taking on Vinny Pacifico and Chris Ryan, two guys I think you'll be seeing a lot more of. Oh, speaking of seeing a lot more of, Solo Darling regaining control here of Nikki Addams, just bending the knee, and wow, kicking the other knee while she's prone. Not wasting any time here, working over both legs. I told you, Solo Darling, so technically proficient, not wasting any time in the ring. A successful singles and tag team competitor. But, you know, she took a little bit of punishment earlier on, and now she needs a little bit of time to recover. Nikki Addams taking exception to our referee. Now Solo daring Nikki to get up, not making it easy though while she's delivering these kicks to the chest and the face. Boy, we saw her do that earlier in the match, just taking all the oxygen out of Nikki here. Oh, and a kick to the middle of the back and another stomp. Solo's waking up here. And a nice overhand right. 1, 2. Not enough to keep Nikki Addams down, however. But that offensive flurry certainly took her by surprise. Nikki hasn't really been able to find a way out of the clutches of Solo Darling throughout this match. Now coming off the top rope, trying for a DDT, but Nikki Addams able to keep a base. Trying to now pick up Solo from the side here. Takes her over. There's the power advantage that Nikki Addams has over Solo. 1, 2, and once again kicking out of 2, Solo Darling. I'd be remiss, folks, if I don't mention, by the way, what kind of good boy Officer Magnum is. The bestest boy. I sure had a lot of fun meeting him at this match. And if Nikki's not careful, Officer Magnum might need to come in and enforce the law. And Nikki's got Solo perched on the top rope. Dangerous spot to be in for either competitor. Oh, Nikki landed hard on her knee. That knee, by the way, was worked on earlier in the match. Well, watch out. This doesn't look good. Going for a DDT on the apron, though. Hits the suplex instead. Nikki Addams almost got dropped on her head. And she was able to counter that DDT, but not quick enough to ward off the suplex on the apron. And I'll once again mention the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring, as I expect a double bonus in my Venmo account for doing my commentary duties with that one. So Nikki Addams trying to escape underneath the ring, perhaps. Like I said, not having an easy time keeping out of the clutches of Solo Darling, who knows what to do when she's got you in her clutches. Oh, wait a second. Nikki locking in a submission hold after kicking out of that pinfall attempt. It's a great move by Nikki Addams, locking in what looks like an armbar while also wrenching the neck. She worked over the neck earlier in this match. Oh, and Solo able to escape out of it. Oh, I think she's going for it. She's going for the sharp stinger. It's locked in the center of the ring. The sharp stinger. Nowhere to go, and Nikki Addams taps out. Solo, darling, your winner here